Okay, here we go. Wow. Wow, welcome to the Yurt. Welcome virtually to the Yurt. I just noticed how my body temperature rose as I started speaking. Maybe we can open that door also. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Neil. It's I'm very excited with this session. One, because all of you are here, and that's something that is, each one of us bring our own unique connection and frequency, and together we create something together. So I'm really excited about it, and also because just even preparing for this session was quite big for me, and brought up all kind of things. And then as I continued learning, it was wow, okay, all right, that's wonderful, that's beautiful, oh wow, that's just timely. And in this session, we will talk about the breath, we will talk about our soul, we will talk about the dark times, we will talk about illuminating also the dark times. So in a way, touching both anger. for me, part of the darkness is anger, and as I was reading this Parashat Tetzave, there is a big part there about anger, and how it is connected to the breath, and also to finding love and connection. So we'll do a grounding meditation, and then we'll have a little sharing in pairs, and then we'll have a discussion and some teachings. We will learn some Hebrew today, some beautiful letters and words, and we'll dive into the root of the word to understand not just the literal meaning of it, but also the secrets behind it. The words that are, it will take us years to do it all, but we'll touch just a few words that are relevant for this parasha, for this weekly portion of the Bible, Parashat Tetzave. Which Parashat Tetzave, Tetzave is command. So it starts with God telling to Moses to command the people to bring pure olive oil, to light the candle of the eternal light. And of course that when we read the Torah, and when we learn, it is not just what happened 2 or 3 or 4,000 years ago. It is what is happening right now. What is happening right now in the world, what is happening right now in the community, but most important, what's happening right now within ourselves. And one way to look at this commandment to bring pure olive oil, each person will bring pure olive oil to light the eternal light. It's hinting to always remember, and not just remember, but take actions to nurture our own internal light, aka our soul. So in this grounding meditation, we'll start to just connecting to that in a way, and from there we will explore it in other ways. So that's good timing. Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, let's find a comfortable position, any comfortable position. And if you feel comfortable, you can lay, you can close your eyes, you can, yeah, really whatever works for you. When we are doing a grounding meditation, we start with taking a moment to both position ourselves in the right posture for us, and also just become aware of the places in the body that are contacting its surrounding. Just noticing the sensations of your body against the cushion or the chair. The sensations of your palms against each other or the legs. Noticing the sounds that surrounds you right now. Noticing what you see with closed or opened eyes. Noticing the way your breath breathes. Noticing if it changed since you're noticing it. And I invite you to gently deepen your breath. And slow it down. With every inhalation, gently straightening the spine, and with every exhalation, gently softening the shoulders. Bring your attention to the center of your chest. And imagine a small, radiant flame either in the center of the chest or within the heart. As you breathe deep and slow, imagining, seeing or feeling this flame. Notice the shape, the color, the movement. Notice how the breath affects this flame. Noticing how this flame affects sensations in the body, or emotions or thoughts, or even the way you observe it all. Gently deepening the breath. And with every slow, deeper inhalation, I invite you to imagine this flame slowly becomes larger. And shines on more and more parts in the body. As if with every inhalation there is a sense of uniting with it. With every exhalation, as if you are exhaling separation. Separation from it, from this light. Ner HaTamid, the eternal candle. internal light, divine presence within. Taking a deep, slow breath in, and the exhalation, letting go. Notice your experience. Slowly, when you feel ready, in your own time and way, coming back. Welcome back. Okay. We're going to pair up now. Better to pair up with, not with your spouse. So maybe you two, you can be a pair, yeah, and yeah, exactly, and then pair and a pair. You happy with that? And Teresa, can you pair Pnina and Denise? And there are a few questions that I invite you to to think about and to chat with each other. Actually, not to chat, it's more like sharing. So when we share, we first want to kind of make an agreement, a verbal agreement, like a verbal contract, that whatever we hear, in general, whatever comes up in this room stays in this room. Okay? What we share, what we express, what like does that make sense? Like we want to keep a safe container. The recordings is not recording all of that. Okay. All right. And of course, if something does go to the recording, it doesn't go online. How am I feeling today? How am I feeling right now? First question. Second question, what was my experience in this meditation? What did I notice in the meditation? Third question, why am I here today? What would I like to explore? Or what would I like to, what I like to experience, or and I really invite you to not just say to explore or to experience something, but to really think if there is something that you would like to get out of today, what would it be? Now the way we do it is we'll have 3 minutes each person. In these 3 minutes, it's not long. It's not a long time. 3 minutes really. In these 3 minutes, one person talks, the other just listens, doesn't ask questions, doesn't comment. And after 3 minutes, I will do the bell sound, or Teresa will send a message to change, and then we change. We'll also give 1 minute kind of warning to start wrapping up. Any questions?
Just repeat all.
Okay. How do I feel? What was my experience from the meditation? Why am I here today? Yeah. So it's kind of like present. How am I here? How am I feeling? Past. What was my experience from the meditation? Future. What would I like to gain? We're combining all times. Right? In the בבחינת Tetzave, it's like in the quality of Parashat Tetzave, which we will soon talk about this word Tetzave. So I'll put us a tune, and yeah, and whenever you're ready, probably the person with the longer hair can start. So there were 3 bells, and also there are 3 candles, 3 olive oil, pure olive oil burning, and yes, there is a symbolic in the number of 3, and there are many symbolism of 3, but in today it's related to our soul. Our soul has 3 levels. It has the nefesh, which is like the similar to body and mind. It has the ruach, which is wind or spirit or our emotions, and it has the neshama, which is more related to the higher attributes, more into bina, which is the intelligence of the heart, and the highest form of our soul, the one that is connected to God. So 3 bells, 3 elements of our soul. 1 to awaken the body, our senses, 1 to draw our emotions and our breath, and 1 to the neshama. Does that make sense? They are connected, the emotions, and because emotions are a lot related to the heart. Also, our soul is, or our highest form of soul, which is the neshama, it's related to the bina attribute, which is the intelligence, but it's not like wisdom. It's like more like emotional intelligence, or how do I put it in practice? And for that there has to be sensitivity and kind of awareness. So it does relate to emotions. Yeah. So there are a few elements today, themes for today, that I would like to talk about. One of them is the bell. One of them is the bell. One of them is the rimon. Rimon is pomegranate. But also, I've heard that cacao helps to open hearts. And I find myself praying every morning. Every morning, you know, like for me, there is like this special request, special request, and as Aus Lev sessions come closer, this request kind of gets stronger, and I find that my request is that may the talkings, may the teachings, may the experiences come from the heart and get into the heart. Come from my heart and open hearts. Open hearts. Experiences that they come from your heart and they expand the heart. As the heart is one of the organs that is really related to the soul. Directly and indirectly. So there are chocolates here. I think they're 78% or 80% cacao. Yeah, and anyone wants chocolate? Yeah, okay, good. So you can. Would you like a chocolate? So don't eat it yet, please. Yes. You can look at it, you can feel it in between the fingers. And also, if it's not for you now, please, you don't have to take it or eat it. In Judaism is a very mindful religion, really mindful. Yeah, it's a mindful religion. Before you consume anything, you declare certain thing. Declare, and I can go about it for a long time, but we won't because of time. In a nutshell, we look at it and we just like really take notice of it, of the smell, of the look, of the sensation, and also we acknowledge the fact that we are here to do something in this life. Actually, first we are here to do something in this life, and then we acknowledge how much abundance there is around us. Yeah. How much life, how much abundance, so much is happening around us. And then we look at this chocolate and really observe it and smell it and sense it and appreciate it, really appreciate it for what it is. And then we are putting this thing within us and we are uniting. So there is a blessing for that. That is not the literal translation. This is one interpretation of it. Lawrence, would you like to do the honors?
Do you want to translate as I go?
Not today. Maybe later, after, if we have time. But if basically one person says it's with intention, and then if you say Amen, like traditionally, if you say Amen, it is if you have said it. Okay. Now, from any, if it's in any way is not comfortable for you, or it's not against your religion or anything, please feel free not to participate in it, and just enjoy the chocolate. Otherwise, you can add any meaning to it that you want. The literal translation, maybe say it before quickly, the literal translation.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, who creates all things.
Blessed are you, Lord God, that creates all things. Okay.
שהכל נהיה בדברו.
I'm getting there.
נכון?
Lauren said that he's getting there.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, שהכל נהיה בדברו.
אמן.
יאמו. טוב מאוד, very good. Anyone would like seconds? It's here, feel free.
You get double card opening. Just before we leave that, the commandment of the Torah is actually to thank God after eating. The blessing before is a rabbinical one. And I think that it's appropriate to do the thanking after taking, which is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei nefashot rabot v'chesronan al kol ma shebe'nefesh kol chai
Baruch Chai Olamim.
Do you want to do a translation?
No.
As I understand it, it's the same sort of opening, which is all blessings start the same, which is acknowledging God and acknowledging God as the ruler of the world. And this one concludes with thanking God for creating all life and all the world. So it's thanking you for everything.
Including for our lacking. חסרונן. It's what is חסר, which is what is lacking. So in a way, it's like every pot has a lid, and everything that is like, this is a part of the whole, including the lack. And in a way, this is like we were created with a lack of something. Like from when we are born, we need something to complete us. Like if it's the love of a mother, or if it's food, or if it's air, like we always need something to kind of complete our chisaron. So that's part of this blessing, like acknowledging what we have and also what we are lacking. It's a beautiful blessing. Yeah. Thank you, Lawrence. Really important. Also, I'd like to invite to this space, to this learning space, some of our wonderful sages. Some of our wonderful sages that I'm inspired by, and a lot of these teachings come from them, such as Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. You know, if he supports this study, that wow, amen. And Rabbi Nachman Meuman, and Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov, and all our holy ancestors, all of the wisdom that is in here, in this room right now, just because of our ancestors, and in some way it is carried through us. Yeah. And to dedicate this session to union and connection and rak tov, like goodness again within ourselves, within our communities, within our world, upon our world. We'll start with talking about the bell. So in this parasha, we start with the flame, with the oil for the eternal ner HaTamid. And also in this parasha, there are a lot of talking about the clothing of the Kohen Gadol, of the high priest. The closer we are to ourselves, the more we consciously navigate when it is that we are open, and when we close ourselves. If you think about it, like a young person who just know them, just like a kid, like a child, they're usually open. It's harder for them to know, no, this I don't want to expose myself, or this is not for me, I'll just close myself. There is more openness, and the more we go and the more we learn about ourselves, get closer to ourselves on all levels, then we can differentiate better what is for us and what is not for us. This is the bell. Okay, the bell in Hebrew, it's called pa'amon. The first top one. Now pa'amon, if you hear pa'amon, it has a certain quality that it's very hard to miss. Also, it draws a lot of attention, right? It's kind of like, ooh, my focus is whoosh, on it. Pa'amon is more high frequency, it's the higher frequencies. And in a way, it helps us to shift our attention from what we're doing to something else. I was walking on the street, and suddenly I see something that belongs to me. I pause, I focus on it, and I observe it. Pa'amon comes from the word pa'am. Pa'am, pe'ima, it's beating. Okay? What's the thing that most beating inside of us? Our hearts, right? Our heart that is connected to the binah and to the soul. So in a way, the bell helps us to realize what is for us, and also kind of pump up within us the flow. This both the flow of the of the nefesh, of the body and mind, but also the flow of the ruach and neshama, the spirit, the emotions, like, wow, this is awesome, this is so beautiful, and also really feeding our soul. Bell. On the other hand, pay attention what happens to you now when you hear this. What's that for you? Negatively overwhelming. Perfect. To me, it reminds the alarm tests in the hospital. Right? Alarm. Bell. Alarm. What does alarm come to tell us? Be careful. Be careful. There is danger here. There is danger here. And this is the bell. Now, what do we want to do when there is danger? When there is danger, like, I'm not talking about the fire now. Actually, it can be also fire. But what do we do? What's our natural response? Run. Good. What else? Fight. Good. What else? Check if anyone needs help. Good. What else? Freeze. All right. Yeah. Sometimes we do that also. Yeah. What else? Protect yourself. Yeah. And that's the rimon. That's the pomegranate. Now, alarm, it may be dangerous, but also, in a way, danger, that's kind of the extreme example, but it doesn't have to be. It can be, it's not for me. Now, rimon, if you look at the fruit, it's a beautiful fruit, probably, yeah. It's a beautiful fruit that from inside, it's full of fruit, very nurturing, very healthy, full of polyphenols. Polyphenols, it's like an antioxidant, yeah, helps us to live more. So from inside, it's very fruitful, and from outside, it's very hard. It's very hard, and also quite bitter, actually, like almost like an armor. The word rimon in Hebrew, or rimon, write it? No, it's not written. It comes from remiyah. It's the same letters, just like the same root, which is false. False, not true. And we live in a world that, like, it has to be, you know, one food of another does not nurture another person. So the ability for us to protect ourselves and to shield and to say, no, this is not for me. This is the pomegranate. This is the pomegranate. Also, the pomegranate represents lots of internal goodness. Lots of internal goodness. How many are there inside? Yeah, is that the number 613 in a healthy, mature rimon, which also the number of the mitzvot. Mitzvot is the commandments that the Jewish people should do, basically. So it's again not necessarily danger and fire. It might just be I had lunch and I'm walking in a street with very strong, beautiful smell of yummy dishes, and I'm saying, I'm full. I'm full from inside. Thank you. I have enough. I don't need. And the high priest, what this parasha tells us is that he has his jacket, his clothes, and he had bells and pomegranates, not real pomegranates, but yeah, don't know, what was it made of? Silver, gold? The pomegranates?
Weren't they woven? I'm not sure. I thought they were like embroidery.
Yeah, something, not real pomegranates. Not real fruits hanged. One bell, one pomegranate. One bell, one pomegranate. One bell, one pomegranate. And it comes to repair the first sin. The first sin, Adam and Eve, they ate from the fruit of good and evil. The fruit of good and evil. One fruit which is enmeshed. What's good for me and what's evil for me, what's good for me and what's not good for me. So it's confused. It's confused and it's one. So the bell and the pomegranate helps us to differentiate between what is really for me, what is really for me, and I am meant to unite with it, to observe it, just like we did with the chocolate and observed it into ourselves, became one with it. This is echad. This is echad. It's a very important word in Hebrew, which is one. Echad. Echad. One. To differentiate what's to that, and in that case, we let our heart beat into it, with it. And what is not, what doesn't belong to us, what belongs to another, not to us. This food is amazing, it belongs to another. Yeah? Just like, this car is beautiful, it belongs to another. I don't, like, it's not for me. I can appreciate it for another. This is acher. Do you notice how similar they are? Like, really, in 2 out of 3 letters are the same letter, and the one different letter is very similar. Like, it looks very similar. The only difference is this little bit at the back. And that's also related to our first sin, or the eating from the fruit of good and evil. It's so hard to differentiate between what is for us and what is not for us. When should I like kind of stand for myself and when not? When to just be silent and wait. Our punishment for the first sin was that we will have to work hard, and the land will grow thorns and thistles. Your land will grow thorns and thistles. The word thistle in Hebrew, it's dardar. Dardar. And if you see, it's one letter like this one letter like this, one letter like this, one letter like this. So coming back to the high priest, one bell, one pomegranate, one bell, one pomegranate, one bell, one pomegranate. Comes to really remind us to pay attention, because it's not always so obvious. Yeah. Anyone would like to share, comment, ask something? Parashat Tetzave. Tetzave. I had a lot of issues with the word Tetzave, like commandments. You know, like you have to do that. There are going to be like punishment if you don't do that. And yeah, and it was like, I heard it before, but I totally forgot about it. And that was like, right. Tetzave, commandment. It comes from the word tzevet. So if you see the tetzave, like command, four out of 5 letters. In Hebrew, every word has a root. And the root of the word kind of hints what's the deeper meaning of it. And commandment, the deeper meaning of it is let's team up. Let's unite. And in a way, the Torah, there are lots of commandments there. And then on top of that, the rabbinic, the rabbis added heaps more, just to protect it. But actually, the opportunity here is to unite. I for many years I still practice yoga, and the word yoga is also is unification, is bonding, uniting between something. Some see it between body and mind, some see it between us to God. Similar commandments. That is the word commandment. It's very deep, because for me, when I realized it, it's like everything gets a completely different. It's not something that I need to do. It's something that I can do in order to connect to myself, or to that, to another person, to my wife, to my children, to the land, to the flower, to the chocolate. And that is related to the blessing, Lawrence, that you've said about Borei Nefashot v'Chesronan, the creator of the body and mind, and their lacking. So this is how we unite. Simon, would you be able to grab Cookie, please? She's she just finished having fun, it seems. Cookie is uniting with nature. Now when we are noticing the Paramon and the Rimon, the bell and the pomegranate, we want to pay attention, because often kol b'midah, everything in the right amount, because if we are always so drawn, sometimes I notice that on me, like sometimes I'm in a learning mode. I'm in a mode that I want to learn, and every course that I see or hear about, I'm like, this is for me. I need to do it. or the other, or the other extreme of the pomegranate, like my wonderful wife. Really, what an honor to be me as husband. Tells me something that doesn't land nicely on my ears. And often I become a pomegranate. No, this is not for me, this is yours. Take it, thank you, no thank you. This is yours, don't need it, thank you. So in a way, I'm preventing myself to learn. I'm preventing this unification. And sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not mine, but also at times it's totally mine, totally mine. And this is so deep, It's like when we are repairing this, when we have this challenge of the dardar, of the challenge of the thistle. For me, it's a challenge just to say it in English. Thistle. Thistle, is this how you say? Yeah? Yes. I'll play the recording to Mia. When we have this challenge and we are actually able to do this blessing, thank you, thank you for creating me with my lacking. And also differentiate what's for me and what's not for me. We are not just repairing something within us. We are repairing the community and the world. It is so really, it's profound. It's profound, the power of the work that the power of the potential that our personal work has on everything. And also the bells and the pomegranate on the high priest, on Aaron, Aaron, the first high priest. As he was walking, it was heard, and Ba el HaKodesh. The sentence is, והיה לאהרון לשרת, ונשמע קולו בבואו אל הקודש. And Aaron needed to serve, and his sound was heard as he was coming into the sacred. When we are hearing it, when we are hearing our bells, and also next to the bell the pomegranate, when we are hearing it, we are on our way to the sacred, to the holy, to the place where it's really easy to connect to God. It's, yeah, wow, it's so deep, really, like, yeah. So may we feel the may we hear the sound of the bell, and be able to differentiate the dardar, the thistle. Put a rimon and pomegranate when we need, and also open up and let our heart to pump into the soul. Yehuda, Rabbi Yehuda, was the disciple of Rabbi Akiva, a very famous rabbi, very wise rabbi. Teaches that anger is a form of adultery, like worshipping other gods, really, which is in Judaism, it's a great sin. It's a great sin. And by sin, I mean a great disconnection. A great disconnection. Oh, it has great consequences. It's almost like you have this car, and this car, this specific oil belongs to it. If you worship other God, you put another oil that does not fit to this car, and it will have consequences on the engine. Simple as that. Not a punishment because you're bad, but you are working against your manual. And it has consequences. The word anger in Hebrew, one way to say anger in Hebrew, the divine, like when it is described that God is angry, it says charon apicha. Charon apicha, it's like the anger in your nose. Also, also with my kids, I see it very clearly. Also sometimes about myself, when I'm angry, like it's almost like a snoring sound, like a bit like growling, right? Like the growling sound. Okay. Even though it's created somewhere deeper in the throat, it's produced from the nose. It kind of comes out from the nose. And kotzer ruach, short, the literal translation, it's short wind. Remember what wind is? Ruach, spirit. Yeah? Short spirit. Short spirit, short wind, short breath. When we are angry, we breathe shallower and faster. Or deeper and faster, or louder. Sometimes, yeah, all of the above, it changes. Orech ruach, it's the opposite of kotzer ruach. Orech ruach, the literal translation to it, is long wind or long spirit or long breath. Which, what it is, it represents patience. Like, not represent, like the phrase orech ruach is patience, and kotzer ruach, it's agitation. Long wind, it's a long spirit, long breath. It's patience, and short breath, it's irritation, annoyance. So in a way, when we are angry, why are we angry? We're angry because in our mind something needs to be different. Something isn't right. And we go with that. So I have a thought, I have an emotion, I have something in my nefesh, in my body and mind, that says this should not be like that. I will work hard to correct it. And in a way, we also say that in some degree, it's a bit extreme, but in some degree, we say, I don't trust in God. Because if God, He has a plan for everything, and everything is kind of very accurate and planned, and so it's almost like I'm defying God's decision. So what I am working now is I'm not operating from my higher level. My higher level of the soul, I'm operating from the lower level of the soul, which is the body and mind. And by that, I'm damping, not really damping, I'm covering my soul. I'm covering my connection with God. This is I have a long ongoing discussions with one of the psychologists that I highly appreciate. about the approach towards anger. And where the Jewish approach is really is don't express, and modern psychology is like, yes, to express it. Yeah, yes, to express it. Don't take it like, don't suppress anger. And really, anger, it's a hard one to work with. It's a hard one to work with. For me, both personally, with clients, it's easier for me actually. With my own anger, it's harder, obviously. So, when we breathe deep, actually what we do is we revive this oil. We light again this fire. And in the session that we will start very soon, that would be the invitation. So, some of you have never done a breathwork session with me before, and I'll just quickly explain what it is, maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back to breathe. The word breath is, in Hebrew, it's neshima. The word soul is neshama. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the person who wrote like the Zohar, the Holy Zohar, which is like a collection of amazing scripts. Very, very, very deep and profound teachings. He says that basically the soul and the breath are the same thing. And when the soul is the expression, the breath is the expression of the soul. Also, a lot of the prayers in Hebrew, the morning prayers, the first prayer that we say is Modeh ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam. I'm grateful to you, living King, for giving me back my soul or my breath with compassion. Great is your faith or your belief. There are lots of correlation between the word soul and breath. And in breath work, what we do is we put our conscious mind, our awareness on the breath, and breathe deeper. And today we will breathe also faster. When we do this for a certain amount of time, interesting things happen on all those 3 levels of our soul. On the body and mind, on the nefesh, different sensations come up, different thoughts, memories, all kind of things that are in between me to God. Either what's in between, either echad or acher, either what's in between me and it, or either echad, what it is that I need to actually go to. So all kind of sensation, tingling, heaviness, lightness, cramps, cramps, quite strong cramps, cold, warmth, regardless to the temperature, shaking, jerks, involuntary movement, in. That's on the level of the nefesh, body mind. On the nefesh of ruach, emotions sometimes appear. Sometimes they come with a story, sometimes without a story. Okay? Again, the reason why they come is that a lot of the time when there was something for us, we did not take it because we were taught not to, because we were afraid to be rejected, or that we cannot do it, we're not good enough, or yeah. When the invitation, if that awakens, it is welcome here. And in this opportunity, I'll introduce Simon. Simon is here helping to hold space. And so both me and Simon are here for you. And at any time, you can raise your hand. And online, Teresa. Teresa, is there to hold space. And at any time, you can call her, or me, Denise. The last level that is affected is the level of the neshama. The level of the neshama, the bina, the sense of intelligence, but also connection to our thoughts and the divine. So that may look like different thoughts just pop up, memories, things that I forgot, things that I remembered, but kind of, oh, okay, there is another layer for it. It could be a really, really, really powerful experience. And today, we will also breathe in a specific rhythm, that is, I'll play it for you. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale with the bells. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's fast. That's fast. That's 1,080 breaths an hour. And we will do it, we will breathe like this for 18 minutes. 18 minutes. If from any reason you don't want to breathe in that rhythm, that's totally fine. Okay, that's totally fine. The reason why this rhythm is offered is because this rhythm, there is a really beautiful reference, Jewish reference that says that God has 1,080 expressions per hour, names and also expressions per hour. So if we breathe in that frequency, right? Frequency is how many times per minute or per hour. We align ourselves with the expression of God. Yeah. So just feel free to breathe in your own pace. Okay? If it's too much, slow down. If you want more, go deeper and faster. Altogether it would be about 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1 hour, yeah. And then we'll have some time to chat afterwards. Yeah. Now, a lot of information came into the heads, to the mind, from the last hour and a half. You don't need to remember it. And if you feel tired, that's good. That would serve you in the session. And why? Because we take off our shields when we're tired. We're opening up the Rimon. So let's take a 5 minutes break. Toilet, drinks, pomegranate, Yeah. Boys, feel free also to go outside if you want toilets. Oh, girls also if you want, yeah, but okay. Simon, so which speakers are on now and paired? So don't turn it on. Okay. Okay. Just taking a few moments to settle in a position. Taking a deep breath in, and in the exhalation, allowing yourself to land here. Notice all your surrounding. The sensations at the level of your soul, which is within the nefesh, body and mind. Notice also how you feel. How are you coming to this session? Notice your ruach, your spirit, your breath. And also noticing what naturally happens once you notice it. Perhaps it got a bit deeper, fuller, more intentional. Notice your neshama. Check in with this ner tamid, internal light, this flame that we've started with. You can imagine it right now. A flame within the chest area or heart. That beats. To the Bina. Intelligence of the heart. I invite you to deepen very gently your breath and feel how every inhalation there is a very subtle movement towards up. How with every exhalation there is a very subtle movement towards down. So as you breathe, follow the messages from the nefesh, from the body, from the mind, from the ruach, from the emotions. And from the soul, from the higher form of the soul, from the neshama. And the invitation in this session is to inquire into the experience that is coming up. How should we respond? There's a bell. Pomegranate. And you breathe. You find your rhythm, your own divine rhythm. You're making sure that with every inhalation, your whole body expands. Notice when it is that the breath disappears, when it is that it becomes short. Shallow. When it is that it becomes long. So every breath counts, every neshima, the neshama, every breath, the soul can express itself more. in particular in the dark. We had awareness. We had the quality of chesed, of compassion. We had the quality of restrainment and gvura, might, such as the quality of the pomegranate to restrain, to notice that the mind is wandering and to bring it back, and to breathe every breath with the intention to wake up the soul in all three levels. Noticing your experience. And if it fits you to breathe with this rhythm, feel free to do so, making sure that the breath remains deep. The work in breathwork is kavanah, the intentions, and itkavnenut, which is focus. The mind wanders, we bring it back. Noticing what happens in the body as you breathe. Remembering that at any time you can relax your breath. What we do want to pay attention is that we always breathe. Fast or slow, it's up to you. The rhythm, up to you. Pulse, you. The connection is from you. The music, the bells. It's just an invitation. Our work is to recognize what is our bell, what is our rhythm. Where do we absorb our environment and become one with it? And when not? We have about 10 more minutes to breathe with the bells. Making sure that every breath is deep. Every breath counts. Every breath, every soul. נשימה נשמה. Every breath, the highest form of the soul. נשמה. כל נשימה זה הלליה. Every breath will praise the divine. Noticing the body, the nefesh, the mind, sensations in the body. Noticing the ruach, the spirit, emotions. Noticing the thoughts. Noticing how it is that you are relating to your experience right now. To your breath, to your mind, to your heart, to your organs, to your body. Again and again, we connect to the breath. Breath disappears and we find it again and again. Sure that the breath is deep. Long breath. Full ruach, long spirit. Well done. Always breathing. staying with the breath, staying presence, staying with your presence. One of the names of God in Hebrew is presence. Connected with your breath. Feel free to breathe in your own rhythm, finding your own rhythm, the rhythm that this internal flame is flickering, moving. Staying with the breath. Breathing. Few minutes to breathe like this before we move to relaxation. I invite you to deepen your breath. To let the breath express its full presence. Stay with your breath, stay with your soul. As you watch the experience, as you are present with it. Last 1 minute before we move to relaxation. If you want to go deeper, now is the time. Allowing the breath to breathe itself. Fast, slow, deep, shallow. Keep the connection with it. As you approach your sacredness, to your depths. Both with the bell and with the pomegranate. as you are present with your experience. I invite you to be curious about the 3 levels of your soul right now. How is it manifesting in your body in this very moment? How is it manifesting in your spirit, in your emotions, in your mood, in your heart? In your might, in your kindness, in your beauty. How is it manifesting in your head right now, in your wisdom, in your intelligence, in your knowing? Looking at this flame, looking at this breath that you have. And ask yourself, what is calling for you right now? Perhaps to wish something to someone. Perhaps to request something. Perhaps to just look at it, present with it. Perhaps travel to the past or to the future. Or anything else. Notice what comes up out of the sound. Silence. As we are coming closer to the end of the session, we're starting to collect ourselves. Coming back to the body. Feeling the mattress under us. Hearing the sounds that surrounds us. Feeling our breath. Slowly we introduce movement. Slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly. Starting to come back here. Trying to turn on the lights. Welcoming yourself back here. Anyone needs a drink or a holy pomegranate or a holy chocolate. all the way, all the way. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and have a closing circle.